What's good, cuz? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you guys another NFL prediction video. And in today's video, we are doing our last predictions video for all these divisions, 8 out of 8 with this video. It's the AFC South, it's the Colts, it's the Texans, it's the Jaguars, and it's the Titans. Who's winning the AFC South? Comment down below. If you guys are excited for the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to hit 800 subscribers. Might even be at it by the time you guys are watching this video, so if you guys could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. And let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so hot, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming, red button beaming.
Okay, everybody, it's AFC South predictions time, and like I said in my other predictions video, this is the last division that I will be doing predictions for at this time in the year, but I did say we will be redoing these videos in about August, September, right before the season kicks off, to see what changes after the draft is done, after free agency is over, any more trades or anything like that during the offseason, to get more accurate predictions. So these are still our way too early predictions for these divisions. These are not 100% right. I am not 100% a professional picker when it comes to these games, so don't take these as advice, or if I pick your team to do better or worse than they are, don't think it might actually happen. These are just my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to comment down below and let me know what you disagree about, excuse me, and then if you agree, let me know what you agree about. But who is going to win the division? Is it going to be the Texans, Titans, Jaguars, or Colts? Comment down below. So we're going to start things off with the Houston Texans and what is going down there in Houston. They are not doing anything right there. I think they'll probably be one of the worst teams in the whole league next year, if not the worst. They lost Will Fuller to Miami. They released J.J. Watt. He's now in Arizona. DESHAUN Watson's probably not going to be their quarterback next year. He might get traded, or he's got these legal issues going on. So we really don't know what's going on. They signed like 20 running backs. They signed Mark Ingram, who's probably washed at this point. No offense, Mark Ingram. They signed Philip Lindsay, who's pretty good. I actually do like Philip Lindsay. And then they have David Johnson there still at this point. So what do they really have there down in Houston? I really have no idea. They signed Tyrod Taylor. He'll probably be their starting quarterback week 1, but with no weapons, a bunch of running backs, no draft picks this year. I do not see a good year, no offense, for Houston Texans fans. It's probably going to be a rough one next year. Maybe you get the #1 pick for next year's draft. That would be the best thing that can happen for you guys. But let's start it off. Let's throw the schedule on the screen here. And one thing I have to note that is different than my other predictions videos so far is that these are going to have the 17-game schedules, no more 16-game schedules. So there will be an extra game for all 4 of these teams that I did not do in the other videos, because when I made those videos, they were only 16 games. So now being 17, let's throw the schedule on the screen for you guys. And here we go. We're going to Arizona. We're going to Buffalo, and we're getting 2 losses here for the Houston Texans. Going to Cleveland, not winning that game. You have the Colts at home. You have the division opponents at home. Texans usually play the Colts pretty well, but I think the Colts are going to win both games against you guys next year. I have good things about the Colts. Carson Wentz, better than Tyrod Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's a beast. Colts defense is very, very good, so I'm giving the Colts a win here. Texans are 0-4. Now, this is a game they could actually potentially win, because you get the Jaguars twice next year, and the Jaguars aren't a very good football team either. They will have Trevor Lawrence, so they will have a better quarterback if you do not have DeShaun Watson. They do have DJ Chark. They do have some weapon from to throw the ball to, and their defense is improving a little bit. But I am going to give you guys the win against the Jaguars here, probably a split, but I'll give you the win here in Houston because the Jaguars are probably going to be a bottom 5 to 10 team also next year, so I don't think they're going to be great. So I think you could steal one. It's a division opponent. You play it hard. You get a lucky win here because you're not going to go 0-17, I don't think, at least. So I have to give you a win somewhere. Jaguars, you're going to get the win here, so you're 1-4 to start. Lose to the Titans at home. Lose to the Patriots at home. Maybe you win against the Jets too. Luckily, you finished pretty bad last year, so you get bad teams against this year. There's another game that you could win. Could be Tyrod Taylor against Zach Wilson, against Sam Darnold. You get them at home. I'll give you the win here too. I'll make you 2, and I think it's 6 at this point. How many games we went into the season? Yeah, we're 2-6 so far for Texans. About halfway done. We got 9 games to go. We are going to breeze through the next 4 games because I don't think you're better than the Rams. I don't think you're better than the Seahawks. I don't think you're better than the Chargers. I don't think you're better than the Colts. I think you lose all 4 of those games. You are now 2-10 with 5 games to go. I said you split with the Jaguars, so that's a loss. When you go to Jacksonville, you're losing in Miami. They're a better team. You're losing at San Francisco. You're losing at Tennessee. And the Panthers are a game I could see you guys winning. To be completely honest, the Panthers, I think, are going to be a bottom 5 team next year as well. We'll see what they do if they draft a quarterback, depending on when you guys play them. But the Panthers have more talent than you guys. So I'm not giving you the win, but I could see it happening. If the Texans did beat the Panthers, wouldn't be too surprised. But overall, Texans fans, It's going to be a rough year next year. If you don't have Deshaun Watson, you don't get weapons wherever you can, you're going to have a rough year next year. Overall record 2-15. So we go from one bad team to probably another one, but a team that is not as bad as the Houston Texans. The number one pick last year and the number one pick probably this coming year, with the Jaguars getting Trevor Lawrence in this year's draft. Texans could be the number one pick in next year's draft. So we'll have to see what happens, but we're doing the Jacksonville Jaguars. You have your franchise QB for the next 15 years plus. We'll see what he brings to the table. You had a stud running back and a rookie in James Robinson last year emerge on the scene. Good running back for Trevor Lawrence to hand the ball off to. And you do have some weapons on the outside with DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, guys like that. And I do like some players on the defense. Miles Jack, obviously a great player. So you do have some positives on this team. I don't think you're going to be a bottom 3 team. Maybe you're a bottom 5 team, or you're probably in that bottom 7 to 8 range. That's what I really think you guys are going to wind up being. Without further ado, let's get into their schedule on the screen now. And you're going to the Cincinnati Bengals. This will be a tough game. I think Cincinnati is a better team than you guys, and you're going to Cincinnati. Think you get a loss there. Said you'll lose in Houston to the Texans, but that could be a win. You never know. You're 0-2. Think you're not better than the Colts. You're 0-3 when you go to Indianapolis. You're going to beat the Texans at home. You're probably going to lose to the Colts again. I think you're 1-3 here. And I'm sorry, 1-4 here to start, but you get the Titans at home. And I think if you could somehow stop Derrick Henry, he does run wild on you guys a lot of the time. The Titans have cut a lot of guys in their secondary next year. So I really want to see how they're going to play defensively. They could not get to the quarterback last year. So if that's the case again, you give Trevor Lawrence time to throw the ball, he could burn them. I'll give them an upset win here against the Titans. Could wind up being a loss, but I'll give them the win here. Be 2-4. You're not better than the Bills, and you're probably not better than the Dolphins, but you do get the Dolphins at home. If you get Tua roughed up a little bit, you could win that game, but right now I'll mark it as a loss. It's 2-6, 9 games to go. You get the Cardinals at home, and you get the 49ers at home, 2 NFC West teams. I think you're probably better than, I wouldn't say better. I think you could possibly win against one of them. I just don't know which one it's going to be. Really like the Cardinals next year, and I think people are overrating the 49ers a little bit. If Jimmy G turns the ball over, if he's their quarterback or whoever their quarterback is, their defense versus defense here, it'll be tough, but I think you guys could beat the 49ers. You lose to the Cardinals. So right now you're 3-7 with 7 games to go. Then you get the Broncos at home. If you guys have seen, I've been pretty down on the Denver Broncos recently. Right now the Jaguars are 3-7. You get Denver at home. I don't think Drew Lock is a long-term answer for the Broncos. He could have a hot game here and win this game against a bad Jacksonville Jaguars team, or a team they probably should win against. He has enough talent on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, but I just feel like he's going to have one of those bad games against the Jaguars. They're going to go and win this game. The Jaguars will beat the Denver Broncos, makes the Jaguars 4-7. You're not better than the Rams. You're not better than the Patriots, so that's 2 straight losses there. So you're 4-9 with 4 games to go. I think you're going to be a better football team. Actually, maybe not. I don't know if you're going to be a better football team than the Jets, but I did give the Texans a win against the Jets, and I gave the Texans a win against the Jets, so I guess I have to give the Jaguars a win against the Jets as well. Even in New York, this will be a 50-50 game. 2 not so good teams. We'll have to see what happens here. Right now, I'll mark it down as a win for you guys against the New York Jets. Right now, you're 5-9, and you have the Seahawks in Seattle. You have Tennessee in Tennessee, and then you have the Falcons. I think it's a loss against Seattle, loss against the Titans, and then maybe you could wind up winning this game against the Falcons. It's at home, but I will give the Falcons the win here. I think they're a better team than you guys. So the Jaguars overall, not as bad as last year, 5-12. Okay, now we have the division champions from last year, the Tennessee Titans, champions of the AFC South last year. Didn't win a playoff game at home against the Baltimore Ravens. They did lose. They did cut like their entire secondary. They couldn't get to the quarterback last year. We'll see what they do continuing in free agency and the draft. Do they go get a pass rusher? Do they go get somebody in the secondary to help them on that defense side of the ball? Because offensively, I do like them. They did lose Corey Davis as well, so they've lost a lot of pieces to the Titans. Think they're going to be a little bit worse than they were last year, but we'll have to see here. Still have A.J. Brown, still have Derrick Henry, and I like Ryan Tannehill here. So we'll see what their schedule has. Let's throw it up on the screen for you guys. Going to Houston, think you're better than the Houston Texans, and Derrick Henry always has a game against the Texans as well as the Jaguars. So I'm giving you guys a win there. Giving you guys a loss against Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. These will probably be the top 2 division teams, so I'll probably give them a split. So I'll say you'll probably win in Tennessee and you'll lose in Indianapolis. So you're 1-1. I say you win in Jacksonville. Actually, no, I just said you would lose in Jacksonville. I apologize. Said you might get a split there. That's just going out on a whim here. You could win that game. You're 1-2 to start, but you're not better than the Rams. That's 1-3. You have to go to New England. That's going to be a really tough game. Bill Belichick's going to try to take away Derrick Henry, your best weapon, but that is hard to do. But we will see. I'm going to give it to the Patriots because I like their coaching a little bit better, I like their defense a little bit better, and I like the weapons that they've added in free agency on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So right now, Titans start off 1-4, but it's going to get a little bit better because you have the Jets here and you're getting a win against the Jets. I think you're better than the Steelers as well. Steelers defense is good. Titans offense is good. It was a great game they had last year, but I don't think Big Ben is very good. You can make him force turnovers, especially at the end of the season last year. If you can make him make some turnovers, if you can get somebody to get to him, rough him up a little bit, he won't be able to throw the ball down the field, and you'll be able to win this game. You're 3-4 start. Now, I don't think you're better than the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm going to give the Seahawks a win, so you're 3-5, but you're going to beat the Texans at home. You're going to sweep them, and then you're going to beat the Colts as well, and you're going to beat the Jaguars at home. So that's a 3-game win streak. Again, we don't have the weeks that they'll be playing these teams, so I'm just talking based on what I'm seeing here on the screen here, but I'll give you guys 3 straight wins. That makes you 6-5 against the Bills. This will be a tough one, but you get them at home. I'll give them an upset win against the Buffalo Bills. I think if Derrick Henry could have a game on the ground, maybe you could stop Josh Allen. Just you need somebody to get to the quarterback. If you could do that and force some turnovers, maybe you could win this game if you keep it on the ground with Derrick Henry. I'll give you an upset win there. You're going to beat the Miami Dolphins as well, so you're 8-5. You get the Cardinals at home as well, and then you get the 49ers at home. You're going to lose to one of these NFC West teams, in my opinion, and you're going to beat one of them. I don't know which one it's going to be. I think the Cardinals are a little bit of a better team than the 49ers, so I'm going to give you guys a loss against the Cardinals and a win against the 49ers. So 2 games to go. You're 9-6, so you could wind up going 9-8, or you could go 11-5. You're not better than the Chiefs, and I think New Orleans is going to be a really interesting game. This could be a game that you win. I'll give it to you guys. I think Titans are going to be 10-7. Last but not least, we have the Indianapolis Colts, who went ahead and traded the Eagles for Carson Wentz, so they have their quarterback for the near future. How will he perform? Will he be like Eagles Carson Wentz, not very good, or will he be early Eagles Carson Wentz, who is MVP level? We will have to see, but the Colts, I think, have the best defense in this division. Don't think that's close. You probably have the second best running back in Jonathan Taylor, who emerged last year. You have decent wide receiver options. You have some decent tight ends. They might be the most complete football team in this division, but let's get into their schedule here. They're looking to win the division for the first time in a little bit, since probably Andrew Luck was their quarterback in that team. So we have up first, we have the Arizona Cardinals. You're going to Arizona. I think you'll probably win that game in a dome, so you're used to playing in a dome. Think you can win that game. I think you're a better complete football team than the Cardinals. You're going to Baltimore. That's going to be a tough one. I think you lose it, and I think you're going to lose going to Buffalo. Those games were at home. Might have a different opinion, but because you have to go to those stadiums, I know you played the Bills well in the playoffs, but we'll have to see what Carson Wentz could do. You could win that game against the Bills. We'll see what they are next year, but I think you're 1-2 to start off here, but you're going to beat the Texans in Houston, beat the Texans at home, beat the Jaguars at home, and beat the Titans at home. So that's a 4-game win streak. So you're 5-2 to start. You have New England at home, and for that reason, I'm giving you the win. If this game was in Foxborough, I might have a different opinion. I like the Patriots defense. I like the Colts defense, but I think the Colts offense is going to be better. You have the Jets at home as well, so you get a nice easy matchup there. That's 7-2. You get the Rams at home, but I don't think the Colts are better than the Rams, excuse me. So I'm giving you a loss there and a loss against Seattle. I think you could win one of those games, maybe against the Rams or Seattle, but because I don't know who it's going to be, going to give you double losses there. Just going to be 7-4. If I had to pick, say you might beat Seattle if they don't get their defense going. If it was the defense that Seattle had last year, I think you guys could run the ball pretty well on them and get that win at home, but I'll give you the loss just to start. But you're going to get that win against the Raiders, get back on track, win against the Jaguars as well. You're going to win in Miami, maybe an upset. Those are 2 pretty evenly matched teams in my opinion, so I think you're going to get that win. All right, so you're 10-4 with 3 games to go, and I said you'll split with the Tennessee Titans, so that's a loss. That's 10-5. I think you're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers. That's 11-5, and then I think even at home you will lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they'll give them a tough run for their money. Could win that game as well, but I'm giving it a loss right now for the Colts. So overall, Indianapolis Colts will finish 11-6 and champions of the AFC South. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the AFC South predictions. All 8 divisions in the NFL have now been done. We have done all our predictions for each division at this point in the year. Like I said earlier in the video, though, we will be redoing the predictions videos probably about August time to see what will change, who people got in the draft, how their teams are looking going into the season, and we will see if anything changes. But to recap the AFC South for you guys really quick, in last place, we are going to have the Houston Texans without Deshaun Watson, without J.J. Watt, without Will Fuller. I think they finished probably the worst team in the league next year, followed by the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have a better season next year with Trevor Lawrence, hopefully getting back on track in 3rd place. In 2nd place, you have a positive record Tennessee Titans at 10-7. Could they get into the playoffs with that 7th-seeded playoff spot? I think so. And then you have the champions of the AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts, at 11-6. They win the division, get a home playoff game for the first time since Andrew Luck. But that is the AFC South for you guys. As always, if you guys did enjoy the video and you agree or disagree with how I did this video and the predictions that I made, comment down below. Let me know what I got wrong, what I got right, but hit that like button for me if you guys could. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to hit 800 subscribers. Might even be at it by the time you guys are watching this video. We will have to see, but that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.